I'm wanting to record this to give my honest thoughts on Markiplier's recent film, Iron Lung. I've been watching Markiplier since 2016 of, I believe, August 30th. And from watching Markiplier, from his gameplays, and I remember his first game video was Last of Us, and I remember enjoying that. So seeing Markiplier's growth, I was really excited going into this, but going into the movie, I wanted to have a clear mind, clear expectations of not knowing what to expect. And that really worked in my favor because from watching the movie from the beginning, you just see him going to this blood red ocean, and he has these tasks where he has to take these pictures of, I guess, signs of life in this blood ocean, which honestly, thinking about it, it's like, wow, who would expect you would think there would be some type of life down there? And he's just like, oh, okay, if this gives me my freedom, why not? So I guess in some ways it starts getting pretty interesting because he sees like these skull, and it kind of like freaked him out, and his soul submarine was like malfunctioning, and it was just like him freaking out, and they literally had to pull him up, and he was like, I don't know, like they were just asking, is it broken, is it damaged, and his name is Simon, and all. Like, it's just, the movie at that point, it was getting interesting, but the movie is 2 hours, so the first half was, I guess, like a setup, like experience. Like, you're still learning who the characters are. You're learning a lot about Simon. You're not feeling like it's Markiplier. It's actually like Markiplier portraying somebody. In the acting, I give a lot of props to Markiplier. It did not feel rushed. It didn't feel fake. It literally, to me, felt genuine. Like, I literally felt bad for Simon the whole entire film. Like, he's a prisoner. You shouldn't feel bad for him because he's a prisoner, but yet when you hear more of his backstory, you feel like, why is he a prisoner for? Did he get framed? Like, there's just so many questions in the air. And his thought is he'll do whatever it takes to have him get his freedom. And that's what you're hoping for, is that he does all these tasks just to get his freedom. And I was hoping the whole entire movie, like, I'll love to see where this plays out, where this goes. And nope, this movie definitely took a whole different level, like a different turn. Because, spoiler, if you haven't seen it, during the movie, like, his oxygen goes low. And I guess that's to the point where he starts freaking out. He gets these hallucinations. Fires start happening. Like, it's just pure chaos after chaos. Like, his screaming is the funniest thing when he tells the radio to shut the f up. Like, and he hits it to break it or whatever. You would think right then and there that the radio was broken, and for some reason he was hearing voices from that radio, and it was just like this woman's voice or whatever, asking him how many, like, oxygen level does he have, and I don't know if you're gonna make it. And all of a sudden he realized, wait, hold on, how you know my name? I never told you my name. And he, like, he looks at the wire. The wire is like pulled away from the radio, and that's where the whole movie, I think the middle half, starts getting interesting. The voice gets scary, and there's this one slow motion scene where, like, blood just hits everywhere. And keep in mind, this is the movie that has the most used of fake blood. I think it passes, um what's it called? Oh man, what's that movie? That one movie with the twins and the elevator sequence with the blood. Like, if I remember, I'll put it down in the comments. But yes, it also surpasses Evil Dead. So, oh, The Shining. That's the movie I'm thinking of. Sorry. But man, this movie was crazy. And another spoiler, I think this is the one that kind of made me like, once the movie was over, you literally are left with words of like, so that's it? Like, it didn't feel like that was a bad thing. Like, oh, that's it. Like, it was like, wait, what? I don't understand. But then everything I kind of put together into like pieces and like a puzzle, like, I understood like this monster, this alien figure was actually a human in one of these submarines. And come to find out, he was looking for the submarine, trying to get this intel, take it back to, I think her name is Ava. And this whole entire time, he just wants freedom and he knows he's not going to get it. So when he does get to the submarine, he gets this intel, you hear this recording. And for some reason, I guess you hear her trying to find oxygen, and then during that sequence, you understand like she's drinking this blood, and this blood is either mutation blood or like for some reason I feel like you could tell that this blood was like some type of mutation because when the blood hit his forehead, it literally cracked his skin, and all of a sudden he had this idea just to unravel his bandages, and his arms were completely, utterly just like it was if it was going through type of rashes and all that. Like you could tell he was mutating or something was going on, and the whole submarine was mutating. Like it was just becoming one, and it was one sequence where these type of vines attached to his arm, and he tries to pull away from it, and literally his whole arm pops out of the socket. Like, yeah, the movie was pretty bonkers, and I'm not trying to like give it more credit than when credit is due, but there were some moments where I felt like some parts could have been better, but I do feel genuine proud of Markiplier of what he accomplished during the film. And I guess very toward the ending, when the blood was just mutating him, he had this bomb, and that kind of destroyed the whole monster thing. And that's literally how the movie ends. And you're just left speechless. And then you realize that, okay, this blood was literally some type of mutation because you literally heard her drinking the blood, mutating from it, and thinking she's a god or whatever, and that wasn't the case. And also, this thing plays into your mind. This whole entire time, he feels like he's trying to listen to Ava, but then he's also listening to his monster. But it was more than him. He says, and that's just the whole understanding from it that he just, if this was a different way, he would have taken it. But honestly, if you have seen the movie, I would also like to hear your honest thoughts, and I would definitely like to hear your your side of what you have just watched because my rating for the movie is not high, it's definitely not low either. I definitely give it a 6 out of 10, maybe a high 7, because there's a lot of movies out there that are game adaptations and they don't hold up very well. Five Nights at Freddy's is definitely one of them. I'm going to be that guy to say it's not my favorite. The first one was okay. The second one, I feel like it gets a little bit boring. Like during the lore, I mean, versus the lore versus the movie is not the same atmosphere whatsoever. If you really want a good game adaptation of movie, you would have to watch like Mario or something. Definitely don't recommend watching Resident Evil either, because those game adaptation movies are horrible. But other than that, those are my thoughts on Markiplier's Iron Lung.